Alrighty, so we've got a bit of a treat here. We're on Gon's account, who is one of the very tippy-top players. I think he told me he was, I think, the top 4. Like, he's the 4th best account on Global, which is quite impressive, of course. That is a huge milestone. You can see he is 100,000 away from getting 15.5 million box CC, which is absolutely just wild to think about. We're going to be testing out all of the collab characters, just full sort of sinned, I guess, like absolutely maxed out as far as they can be. So huge shout out to him for letting me sort of showcase them on his account. Of course, we do have a 6/6 Ghislaine, who we're going to be starting with Ghislaine because she was the first character that I started with, and then we're going to move to Rudius. Unfortunately, as of the time of me recording this, he only has Ghislaine and Rudius's Holy Relics at the moment, which is the same as me, so I'll see about maybe going back and doing Roxy maybe sometime later this week once we both have that one. But yeah, altogether he has, you can see, almost 68,000 CC on his Ghislaine, which is quite a bit more than what I have, so that's obviously really, really good. We have the sort of normal setup with the unknown team right here. Unfortunately, he is already in Challenger, so we'll kind of see how that goes, but we have 389, almost 390,000 CC with the Unknown team, so I don't necessarily think we're going to run into too many issues. He does have an HP defense set on his Ghislaine, if you're curious, which is also what I decided to make for my Ghislaine as well. But let's hop in. I asked him, I was like, hey, do you care if I use your friendship coins to buy some PvP tickets, because I don't like using diamonds at all for PvP. And he was like, no, it's okay. I already bought you 70 PvP stamina. So I was like, okay, well, I don't think I've ever had that many just PvP stamina sitting in my, I guess stash or whatever you call it. But, that's, I guess that's just how, the top 4 accounts roll. So we do get an extra stance cancel card here. Luckily, we don't have to worry about any of the crazy, whatchamacallit, the crazy PvP rules that are in ungeared at the moment, which I think is kind of not helping too much when it comes to some of these like showcases. Let's see how much the Pierce card does here. Okay, so 141, not bad at all. That is the marked target, so that's the only reason I went for her. I could have potentially tried to stall a little bit, use some of her other single target cards to try and get a little bit more of her Holy Relic going, which I think might not be a bad idea. He is cleansing off my debuffs. I was thinking about it. Maybe I should have went for Margaret. We have another Pierce card, though, so it's not like we can't just maybe swap targets if I really want to. Let's go for... it's unfortunate. I'm not going to be able to put on a whole bunch of stacks with the debuff. I might as well try to get rid of her, I think, right? And then we merge that, and then we can use the stance cancel card. It's not like we're even really going to get too much use out of the stance cancel. But I'll use it on Margaret. I do want to try to get an ultimate off in this set of matches, so that way we can actually see how well that's going to do, because I imagine it's going to do really, really good, being, maxed out with 6/6, plus, just the crazy amount of extra stats that he gets from having, like, high box CC and everything. So she's dead also. I think a lot of the JP players were kind of hating on the cancel stance card, but, I mean, even though that was a level 2, I understand that it had a little bit more oomph on it, but I have no complaints with it, really. Ghislaine is just a really fun unit in general. Like, I don't know what the complaints are. Like, everybody's kind of hating on this collab. It just might be cool to hate on this collab right now, but I have no qualms with it whatsoever. I just think this is such a fun set of units. I think people just sort of already made their mind up before they even got to test them out, which is very unfortunate to see. We also have Dissolve on us, which kind of sucks, but I guess this isn't really the greatest scenario to ult anyway, since he's already missing, a character on the field. So decent damage right there. Hopefully this Merlin will finish this off. I'm always really skeptical on how much damage Merlin's going to do, but I imagine that we have more than enough. So, all right. Just Mon left. Pretty much good to go. Let me hop into the next one, and we'll see if we can maybe try to go for an ultimate. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, it just depends on sort of how the cards fall for us, but Alrighty, so we have sort of like a Froudren team going here. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be... Ooh, I really want to push ult. I really do. I got to play it somewhat safe, though, because of the Froudren. Let me go for... I can't go for any sort of crazy AoEs, which is most of my cards here. So let me go with... this turn 1, just to see, just to gauge. Okay, so it's not evasion food. I imagine it's probably a bot, which I think a lot of the matches today are going to end up being bots just because we're already in Challenger so early in the week. It's Wednesday as the time of recording this, so pretty early. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of people to be really up this high or even like just messing around too much in PvP. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a patch week, so there's potential to find real players, I guess. But we'll kind of see how it goes. He doesn't have any way to take ultimate move gauge off of me. So I have that going for me. Let's go ahead and throw this out. We're going to merge and then merge again. I know that we have dissolve on us, but I don't really have any... That's so much damage. We don't have any like really good way to not deal with the Froudren. So I'm going to kill the Froudren this turn, so that way I can make sure that we reset the ultimate move gauge on Escanor here. So all we really need to do is, I think, so we've only used 2 Ghislaine cards. I could potentially use a single target on Froudren. We're going to lose a little bit of stats here from the Echidna dying, unfortunately. It would have been really nice to see like perfect scenario, I guess, but... it is what it is. We're also not going to get the Nanashi buffs, but I don't really think that those are going to help us do more damage anyway, so not really a big deal. So let us use the Stance Cancel card here. We are going to Ultimate, and then whoever is left is going to meet the Pierce card, if there's even anyone left. So we do that. It does cleanse, but it's not a huge deal. I'm expecting greatness. Okay, 889 was not the number I was expecting necessarily, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe if Echidna was still on the field, it would have been a little bit better. I'm tempted to do the same team that This was a real player the whole time? I thought this was a bot for sure. Okay, well, kind of bizarre. Maybe I swap to Rom instead of Merlin, to sort of showcase it almost like we did with the free-to-play showcase. That was the same team that I was using because of the PvP rule, but I think I can still get away with it like that. So let me swap Merlin off really quickly. Alrighty, so I probably should have checked gear beforehand because now I have almost almost a little over 2,500 like extra CC just by swapping Rom on. So I'm not sure what set Merlin was on initially, but it might not have been an HP defense set. I'm not entirely sure. Which it could have been an HP crit set, potentially. Do you have... Okay, you don't have Tarmiel Link. I think we just first turn get rid of the melee here, which I genuinely think that we can do no problem with the 3 cards that we have. It's just going to be a little bit unfortunate if I don't draw any more Ghislaine cards next turn, because obviously that's going to stop me from doing a little bit more stuff. But 141 on the Pierce card, that's already a maxed out passive, or not passive, but a Holy Relic, which is really nice. We do get a Stance Cancel card, so I'm tempted to try to push for an ultimate here. I unfortunately don't have a way to get rid of his stance, but it only lasts for 1 turn, and I don't even have to worry about getting Melee's Dissolve put on me, so... Or, well, I was thinking I needed to get a stun to get rid of Chandler's stance, but I forget. She just has it on level 1, so not even a big deal at all. I think we just use... Well, he didn't even use the stance anyway, so... Well, I gotta move cards, though. Maybe we move cards and then throw this out. I wanted to use more Echidna cards to get more damage on the field, but I think we'll be fine like this. The biggest potential for a mess up here is if he disables my Ghislaine, which he doesn't, so that's also very good for me. I'm tempted to put up an Infect beforehand just to make sure. Ooh, I don't think I can still. I can cancel the stance. We throw on an Infect. We ultimate. So that way we don't take counter damage. We put on a little bit more stats for Echidna, which I don't think her having stacks even equates to the rest of the team doing more damage, but let's see this. Alright, so that's a 1.3, almost 1.4-ish. It's like almost a 1.37, so... Okay, pretty strong, of course. Let's hop into another one. Alrighty, what are we looking at? We're looking at another demon team, which isn't too bad. I genuinely think that the unknowns are going to have the best chance against the demon team now, just because of the fact that, you know, Ghislaine can actually lower stats on the character that gets targeted. Roxy can also lower stats on the characters as well, whereas if you go up against the Angel team, they can't be lowered or anything like that. I kind of want to try to get rid of Estarossa if possible. Don't know how well this is going to go, though. Let's do something like this first turn. I don't want to use my stance cancel card just in case he puts one up with Chandler next turn. So let's try to just use this turn to prep. Even though we probably could have done really good damage turn 1, I just kind of want to see how it goes. Oh my god. He's not even marked, and he just gets deleted off the field. It's so good. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guess on the other hand, more than likely I'm going to out-CC my opponent anyway with this account, because it's ridiculous. But because they're more than likely going to be using CC food regardless, I'm pretty much facing like what it would be like regularly. Obviously, the bot's not going to use the same kind of moves that a regular player would, but it's not necessarily the biggest deal in the world there. So, let's do. I need to stance cancel first. So let's throw out. Do I want to give Melee True Magic? I don't think I really care if Melee gets True Magic, to be honest with you. So, oh, he disabled me. I wasn't even paying attention to that. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, you know, it is what it is. So, getting some decent damage out there. Actually, the Echidna, even being disabled, did really nice. So that's pretty good for me. We potentially can stun if we really want to. I think more often than not, stunning is only like super useful whenever I want to get rid of a stance. I mean, obviously shutting down a character for a whole turn is good, but having to get it at level 2 is probably the biggest issue. Dude, not even Nanashi buff on, just absolutely doing like 0 damage. It's kind of insane. Really would have loved to have had a whatchamacallit. Dang, I really wish I could stun now. Let's do this, I guess. We'll see if we can kill. I'm pretty doubtful, though. Oh, never mind. Echidna doing really big damage there. Okay, well, you know, Ghislaine showcase? Not necessarily. Sips T. Okay, cool. Alright, so we have another unknown team. He's actually using the Roxy variant of this team. Which actually might not be too big of an issue considering. Oh, okay. I thought it had to be your turn for you to get the shield. So that's actually pretty interesting there. Let me throw up this. I'm assuming you have Tarmia Link on her. You do. Let's do this to grab a stack of our Holy Relic. I could have potentially... Ooh, okay, that shield is actually a little bit tougher than I thought. I maybe should have used the Rupture skill first there. But I just want to try to get a couple of stacks on my Holy Relic if possible. And then we can just go for a kill, potentially. So it puts up the shield again, even though it's on her turn. I figured it would have waited a full rotation there. Like, it would have happened as soon as it ticked back over to my turn there, so that's a bit odd. I wasn't really expecting it to play like that, but I mean, that's cool, I guess. Okay, the Pierce card here, doing okay damage, nothing too crazy. I wasn't expecting it to really do too much damage, but as long as we can keep getting rid of... Ooh. The Merlin is going to put some debuffs on us here. Not entirely sure what the best case scenario here is. Because he doesn't have Nanashi buff on, I think I'm going to try to do some damage on Roxy. We'll see how it goes. So we break the shield. He's disabled his Merlin already, which is good for me, I guess. Ooh, okay. Not quite enough to kill. Not bad, though. So the infect there is going to help, hopefully, you know, just keep him low. And then we can kill off next turn. As long as we keep breaking the shield, he won't get extra attack-related stats. So that's good for us. I want to look at his... I keep wanting to call her Miguelda because her last name is Magurdia. I don't know why. That's like the first thing that comes to mind when I look at her. But I need to check and see if Roxy has her Holy Relic, which she does. Okay, very interesting. I figure most players aren't going to go for her Holy Relic day one. But, you know, I guess everybody has their own priorities. Let's go for the stun on the Merlin here, because I don't really think that we have to worry about it too much. We are going to disable our Echidna here, unfortunately, because we got attack sealed with Ghislaine. I don't really have any cards that I can really use. So, okay, pulling 2 extra stance cancels. I can't seem to get a good Pierce card, which is definitely unfortunate. Luckily, our Echidna survived that after having that big, like, corrosion stack thing on. It does, like, 50% damage. She is dead here, of course, but, you know, it is what it is. Can we draw a Pierce card, please? I'm actually getting kind of scared about how this match is going to go. So, let's go for this to get some damage out, and then we stun the Echidna. Even though she's disabled, I just don't want to even have to deal with that. So let's get some damage off here. Boom. And then we'll stun the Echidna, which isn't too big of an issue there. We've still got this for sure, though. Well, if I keep drawing bad cards, I might not have this. Luckily, we have 2 stuns. If this was a removes buff and stances card, it would be insanely good. Obviously, that would be maybe a little too overpowered, but not the biggest deal. I'm kind of scared. She did get attack sealed, but it's not really that big of a deal. We're just going to go max card draw here and then hope that we pull a decent card for Ghislaine here, because I really need more Ghislaine stuff. Having the Nanashi stuff clog up my hand is not going to be good either. At least with Echidna, I was getting something out of it. Okay, so we pull 1 Pierce card, 2 Stance Cancel cards. I don't have any more stuns, so we're going to be in a really rough spot now, I think. Luckily, he's using all of his Nanashi cards, which don't really matter too much. Let's do this. I'm confident that this kills. Boom. Very nice. 160k on a level 1's not bad at all. Get rid of that card out of hand. Cancel stances on the Merlin, just because she's already marked, and we'll get a little bit of extra damage off there. If we can draw more Ghislaine cards, we should hopefully be able to kill. Those are not the cards you want to see. This is getting really stally and really long. I think I should be okay. I'll push for an ultimate here just in case, but I'm really tempted to just move on, because this is a really long match. Let me go for this, and then he can't... I don't remember what wind does, but we're gonna stun the Nanashi. That might seem weird, but I don't want him to delete on Ghislaine, so that way we lose an ultimate there. But hopefully that'll be enough damage to kill both of these characters. I imagine it will. So let's see how this goes, I guess. Which we have delete cards as well, which is good. Ooh, this actually might hurt because we have max stacks on. Okay, so he lowered our crit chance. Is it crit chance and crit damage? I can't remember. I think it's just crit chance, if I'm not mistaken. But, we're attack sealed on everybody else, too. Let's just throw these cards away, so that way we merge for more hand space, just in case, but I think we're fine here. I think we kill. Let's see it. 1.2 mil. Nice. Easy peasy. It was actually not looking great there for a minute, but let's hop back into another one really quick. Alrighty, so I think we're fighting a very similar team. It's not the same guy because his Roxy's in a different position, and his Roxy has the most CC. That's very interesting to me. Maybe we just go for that and try to get her off the board. let's Rupture and then Infect, and then we'll Pierce card. We don't really need to save the stance cancel cards for anything specific, but it'll be okay, I think. This isn't going to kill, I don't think, turn 1. No. Good damage, though. Almost 200k, actually, which is not bad at all. We're pretty much type neutral and everything because the unknown team tends to be mono green. We do pull an extra Pierce card, though, which is very good for us. And actually, we get an extra Rupture, which is good because that means we can actually break the shield really easily again. The only thing I'm worried about is him just putting up a ton of Merlin debuffs because he's going to stun Ghislaine this time, which is not great, but can't really do anything about that. So I think what we're going to do is break the shield, kill the kill the Roxy, which I guess I'm glad that I'm calling her not Roxy because there's already a Roxy, which makes me super confused as is. And then let's try to get maybe a little bit of extra damage out and go for the merge on Ghislaine here, which I think could be pretty good. So we kill here, right? We do, 200k, even with the Nanashi buffs on, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. And then getting a little bit of damage out here. 116's not bad at all. And then we're going to get stunned this turn, so we can potentially push for an ultimate if he doesn't put on Dissolve with Merlin. So that could be pretty good. He is going for an ultimate on her. Luckily, I have a stun ready to go in hand. I'm assuming, because he didn't use the Merlin card first, I'm assuming it is going to be a Dissolve. Yeah. Alright, so we're getting Dissolved. Not a huge deal. We did get attack sealed on the ROM, but not really that bad either. We're going to end up, I think, disabling. Ooh, we could just go for ultimate instead. Let's put up the Infect. We'll stun. And then move this card. We'll draw 2 ults. We should be good to go. Unless he just randomly happened to get a really good pull on Nanashi and can delete cards out of my hand. Oh, I forget I'm dissolved. I'm so stupid. That's okay, though. We still have good Ghislaine cards. I think we can kill Merlin this turn, because she actually didn't get Nanashi buffs, which is really good for me. And this Echidna does so much damage if he doesn't kill her this turn, actually. This might be... Yeah, I think she's dead right here, unfortunately. Ah, that kind of sucks. We do free up some card space, though. Maybe we get Ghislaine cards. Okay, we pull an extra stance cancel card, which I can't really hate on. This isn't going to do the greatest amount of damage to Merlin because she doesn't have buffs on, but I'm pretty confident that we can kill here. The Rupture card actually does pretty okay. Yeah, I'm very confident that this kills. So 112, and then the Pierce card normally does about 200k. What are we looking like? 167. Merlin's very tanky, so I'm not expecting that to hit a cool 200 or anything, but have ult in hand. There is potential for a delete here. He is using a Nanashi card as well. What are we looking like? Okay, okay. Okay, he went for the Despair card, which is really good for me, because that pretty much guarantees me the win. So, let's go for this, go for this, go for this. Why not? Pretty much GG. So, anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm impressed. I mean, I honestly don't see her ultimate doing much more, which I haven't used her in geared PvP, of course. At least I haven't used mine in geared PvP yet, so I don't know how much more damage she's actually doing with the ultimate. The ultimate just seems really crazy in general, so I don't necessarily think that it's like super needed to have like extra dupes on her, but I mean, hey, the box CC and everything is helping out a ton. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, guys, you made it, or hopefully, you know, you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it all the way to the end of the, you know, the video and everything, hopefully, you had fun. And you know, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. But yeah, I'll be having some more sort of, I guess, whale showcases out for these characters, you know, later on. I think I'm gonna upload this one and the Rudius one in the same day. So the Rudius one should be out later today, and then the Roxy one will probably be out later this week whenever we both have the Holy Relic for her. So, sounds good. See you guys later.